Okay, now we can go.
Cool.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine. So if you are interested and you would like to apply, you can scan the QR code, or you can simply go to adviseaz.org, where you can find more information about the program, and the link to the application is also on there as well. And next slide, please. And this right here is just our contact information. You can email us, call us, text us, whatever works for you. We also have Roxanne, a part of our team. She works more on the AZ-CAN CSA side, but she works closely with us as well. So that's all that we have about Advise AZ. If you have any questions at the end, feel free to let us know.
We'll also say, just like we've been mentioning in the earlier conversations, that all of the projects that you're going to hear from today are really incredible projects. We're not competing. We're working together to try to find the best fit for everyone. So in case you, the recommendation I would have, if you like everything you're hearing from all of the projects, is apply to all of them, and then you can pick. When the time comes, you can pick and see which one you're really going to want to follow through with. But that's Advise AZ, and we're going to be so happy to see you if you'd like to come in for an interview.
And before we go to our next one, in the chat, I'm going to drop a link. If you would like us to follow up with you, please go to that link and just add your name and contact information. And that way, these programs that are in this particular room will definitely reach out to you. So that is in the chat right now. And we will now hear from the University of Arizona Wildcat Core.
Hi, everyone. Well, thank you for making time this afternoon. I know this is a rough time to be getting on Zoom, where I hope everybody has their caffeine and their snacks. So we could move to the next slide. So I am the program coordinator for UA Wildcat Core. And the primary focus of our program is STEM education, but it's the fun part of STEM, I like to say. It's the hands-on part, the out-of-school time and summer learning. Most of our programming does take place with youth, but we actually serve the local needs in, this year, 11 counties and 3 tribal communities. So we do work with very young kids and adults of all ages. We will have about 70 members serving with us this year in about 30 different programs that are listed to the side. But if you're on a small device, don't worry, I'm going to cover some of this later. And if you have any questions about our program, I am the person to contact. And my email will be dropped into the chat as well. So we can move to the next slide. So what I wanted to focus on is our seasonal positions. So we recruit all throughout the year, but this time of year we are actually hiring for our seasonal spring and summer needs. And we actually are recruiting right now. So if you're interested in these positions, I would encourage you to go in and look at them right away. So the first, it's actually a new program that we have. It's the Children's Financial Literacy Lending Library position. And in that position, the member is going to actually be working with getting literacy materials in regards to financial education to children under 5 years old. And they're going to be working with a lot of different groups. So that's a really interesting one that we're going to have. Unfortunately, the next 2 positions that are listed, the site supervisors informed me this morning that they have actually selected their members and they're going to be making offers. But if you're interested in them, you know, maybe someone won't accept the position, so hurry up and get your app in for those. The next one on the list is the medical scribe position. So we are actually going to be providing some members to work at the University of Arizona Vaccination Center, or point of distribution is what it's called, or pod. And you do not have to have a healthcare background. That's the #1 question I get. What they're really looking for are individuals who have customer service skills, data entry, and real attention to detail, because as you can imagine, this is a sensitive area, and you are partnered with medical personnel. So no one's given a vaccination in these positions. You're going to just make sure everybody stays on track with those. And then finally, outside of Pima County, we have our position in Yavapai County. And this one's really neat. This one is working with sustainable farming practices. And you're going to be working with underserved communities, non-traditional farmers in that region on these issues. So that's one of our programs that is outside of the county. So, or outside of Pima County right now for our seasonal positions. You could move to the next slide. So some benefits, I think some of these have been touched on before, but our positions, no matter where they are in our statewide program, whether it's in Graham County or Yuma County, they're going to be very professionally developed, which makes them great opportunities for either a person looking to get some skills, or if you come to us with skills. We have a lot of retirees in our program. I don't have any 105-year-old or 4-year-old members, but we certainly have quite a few retirees. So we have everything from 17 on up. Our living stipend for this particular seasonal position, so these are only for the seasonal positions, is $2,652. And it is paid out bi-weekly over your term of service at $331.50 per pay period. And that is taxed, as well as your educational award, which is $1,311.11. Thank you, AmeriCorps. And these members will be serving 300 hours approximately from April through July. So you can move to the next one. So coming this fall, pending grant funding, we anticipate having over 80 AmeriCorps positions throughout Arizona. And because we recruit all year, we have different position sizes or terms of service. So we have 300, 450, 675, and 900. They all come with living stipends and educational awards, and those vary by the slot size. And then I just pulled a few examples, not all 30, of the different types of programs that we have. So, you know, if you're interested in environment, we have, you know, Arizona Project Wet or Tucson Village Farms. If you're interested in nutrition, we have our diabetes prevention program or the Garden Kitchen. And if you're interested in working with families or more of adults, that would be like our family engagement or parenting programs. We also have some great community partners. So you'll see some unusual ones on there like Monzo Elementary or Tucson Festival of Books. Move to the next slide. So I don't expect anyone to ever memorize all of those items. If you are looking to learn more about any of our programs or you want to check them out, because we recruit throughout the year, we do leave them up at the MyAmericorps site. And the way that you can find that is just type in UACE. That's all you have to remember, UACE, and you will see a full list of all of our programs during that grant year, and you can learn more about them. And then, of course, if you have any questions, I'm always happy to answer them or pass you on to the site supervisors in one of our counties, because our site supervisors are, in fact, primarily at cooperative extension locations throughout the state, and they love to talk about their programs and their wonderful AmeriCorps members. So thank you for listening today.
Thanks so much, Chris. Make sure to drop your email in the chat. And so I'm going to talk about the Student Thinking Enrichment through Mathematics Mentoring Program that we have at the University of Arizona. And so you can see my email on the screen, or Michael Perkins, our phone number, and just a few photos of what we do. So it's a way to serve your community. You're going to gain a lot of workplace skills, beef up your resume, college applications. But we engage high school students that are going to turn 18 anytime in the program year, community college and university students, current and retired paraeducators, and educators. So that's our target. Those are the folks that we bring in as members. And so what they do, aside from the weekly training class, they're volunteering in 3rd through 12th grade classrooms during math instruction. So they actually get to work in small groups, like you can see in this photograph, with students as they're learning math, helping them use manipulatives, helping them draw visuals, helping them make connections. It's very much focused on understanding mathematics better, and our training session every week helps equip our tutors and mentors to do that. While they're working with those 3rd through 12th grade students, they're actually mentoring them into thinking about college as an opportunity in their future while tutoring them in math. And then after school or at lunchtime, they host tutoring sessions for students. Right now, those tutoring sessions are all via Zoom. Prior to the pandemic, the tutoring sessions happened at the school sites, you know, either at lunchtime or after school. And then we do some super fun STEM nights and game night events across the community. And those are hybrid. So we host them in person in safer times, as well as remotely. We just did a STEM night for Mansfield Middle School where families hopped onto Zoom. We had great fun exploring the Mobius strip and all the different properties of it. If you are listening to this to gather information for high school students actually have 2 hours of training a week. They have a 1-hour check-in and a 1-hour training class. Everybody else just has the 1 hour of training. So our positions are 300 to 450 hour positions, and it's across the entire school year, as well as going into the summer if elected to do so. That is totally up to the member if they go into summer school. So they're going to serve 300 to 450 hours a year, which really comes out to, you know, not very many hours each week because it's spread out so thin. And then we also do, each member does at least 12 hours of STEM events. The nice thing about our program is you get to choose the grade level course that you're gonna serve, and you get to set your own schedule. So it's very much flexible around folks' work schedules and or school schedules. And so their living stipends range from $1,000 to $1,100, and their educational awards range from $1,200 to $1,500. And really, it's just a great opportunity to help people feel super happy and confident in a subject that some folks have struggled with. So here's our QR code. Let me get the chat out of the way so you can snap that. And there's also a Google form link, which I will drop into the chat. But really, it's about an 8-step process to fully onboard into our program. And it all starts with the Google form. So if you are interested and you want to talk more about it, go ahead and fill out the Google form, and that will cue us that you're really interested in hearing more. Arizona Serve?
We went first.
Oh.
I'll gladly talk again if you want. Arizona Serve Prescott College.
Oh, I'm sorry, Arizona Serve. I missed it.
No worries. Thank you, Melissa. Welcome, everybody. It's good to see you all here. And my name is Andres Rapa. I'm the AmeriCorps Vista Program Manager with Arizona Serve. To remember my name, I always tell people Andres is on this. So hopefully that'll help you out a little bit. But yeah, so Arizona Serve, our mission is connecting passionate people with transformative community projects to fight poverty. So if you can go to the next slide. So we are an AmeriCorps program, and we are a program of Prescott College. So we are under the umbrella of Prescott College. And we actually manage 4 different AmeriCorps grants. We have an AmeriCorps Vista grant, which I am involved with. We also have 3 AmeriCorps state grants, one in education, one with economic opportunity, and we also have an Opportunity Youth grant, which we administer. So between those 4 grants, there's a lot of opportunity, and I definitely recommend going to our site, arizonaserve.org, and you can see all of our open positions, ones that are open currently and ones that are starting in the summer as well. So we are in Yavapai County, which is where Prescott is located, and also in Tucson and Pima County. And we partner with different organizations. So we are an intermediary. So we partner with AmeriCorps, we secure grants, and then we also partner with different local nonprofits and schools and place members in those organizations. So we're kind of that middleman. We do all the grant management so that all of our partners can really focus on what they do best within their individual nonprofits. So next slide, please. I don't know if I am freezing.
Do you see the next slide?
There we go. There we are. Thank you, Melissa. So we have, as I mentioned, AmeriCorps Vista and AmeriCorps State. I won't spend too much time on this slide as we've already addressed this, but the big difference is AmeriCorps Vista is always a full year term, 365 days, and is full-time service. You can see some of the benefits that are listed there. Those are approximate numbers, not exact. One cool thing about our AmeriCorps Vista program is also that we offer a $100 a month housing subsidy on top of the living allowance that AmeriCorps Vista members receive. That's not the same with AmeriCorps State, however, but our AmeriCorps State programs are from minimum time, which is 300 hours, which is about a 5 to 10 hour commitment, to full-time service, which is 1,700 hours, which is around 40 hours a week, closer to 38 if you start at the beginning of the year. And what I like to always go back to is the difference between AmeriCorps Vista and AmeriCorps State is that if AmeriCorps ran a community garden, your AmeriCorps State members would be the members who are out there on the front lines. They're the ones who are digging the holes, they're watering the plants, they're sowing the seeds, they're out there getting their hands dirty. Where the AmeriCorps Vista member, they're on the capacity building side. So they're behind the scenes. So they could be your volunteer recruiter. They can be writing grants to make sure that you have a well-funded community garden. They can be making connections, or they can also be thinking about things that aren't always thought about. So maybe it's the summertime and all of my student volunteers are going away for the summer, and I need to figure out how am I going to maintain this garden during this summertime program. So that might be something that AmeriCorps Vista tackles, is kind of that systems building behind the scenes, and doing that kind of recruitment aspects or other capacity building. So if you can go to the next slide. So again, we talked about the terms of service and the benefits with AmeriCorps. As you can see, I'll take this opportunity to talk about some of our current state opportunities. So currently we do have opportunities in, I'm sorry if I say this wrong, the Babo Kavari Unified School District. And they are
Kavari.
Thank you. Thank you for correcting me. Yes. And they are actually looking for technology specialists who can work with family members and for you to join their tech squad. These are 450-hour positions. And you would work directly with family members and those who are having trouble navigating technology or are in need of accessing technology. So you might be helping a family get access into applying for public help into getting those kinds of services into their home. In addition, we have a 300-hour position that's currently open with Changemaker High School, which is actually where our offices are located. And we have a math and reading tutor position that is currently available as well. So those are just a couple of highlights in the education aspect. We do have other options available, and definitely check out our website to view those. So if we can go to the next slide. Great, yes, and for our AmeriCorps Vista positions, we actually have a pretty good number of AmeriCorps Vista positions. They are all opening in the summer. So between June, July, and August is when all of our AmeriCorps Vista members start. What's great about that is they all serve a year of service, and we kind of have a cohort experience that they all go through. So over your 12 months of service, you would have other members who potentially relocated from out of state or are from the region themselves, and you all are going through this AmeriCorps experience together. So that's, I think, a pretty fun aspect of the AmeriCorps Vista experience. Some of our open positions that we have is with the Community Nature Center. We have an outreach and community education coordinator position. That's a position up in Prescott. We also have a purely remote position. It's with the Arizona Association of Environmental Educators. And with that position, you're actually not working with students, but you're working with teachers to develop curriculum and to do outreach in the community. So that is just a couple of our environmental, and also they touch on education opportunities for AmeriCorps Vista. Again, check our site for our full listings. We're constantly updating it, so we will be posting more sites as the months go on. Next slide, please. Thank you. So for the year of service, one thing to think about with AmeriCorps, if you are doing a full-time position, or even if you're just doing a part-time position over the year, we do have a supportive and inclusive team environment, which includes a team leader. So all of our members meet monthly with a team leader. If you're in the minimum time, you're able to have that option as well. We do ongoing regular coaching. We also do monthly team meetings as a cohort. So this is a good experience for our members to come and bond with each other. I know from my personal experience when I was in AmeriCorps Vista, that was something that was really valuable for me during that time, was relocating from out of state, from California, and I relocated to Tucson, Arizona. I kind of had this built-in environment where I had other peers who were going through the experience, and they are friends that I still keep to today. We also offer different professional development and career experiences that we can go into our next slide. So as we were talking about, we do have a certificate in civic leadership. So this is a program of 10 trainings that you go through with our model. You will be doing this along with your cohort. And one of the cool things about this, especially, is if you are a high school student or you're still in college, you can receive 4 credits from Prescott College and that certificate in civic leadership, which is always something nice that you can put on a resume. We do national days of service like 9/11 Day of Service, MLK Day of Service. We are currently in AmeriCorps Week, and National Service Recognition Day is what NSRD stands for. So we've collaborated with some of the organizations here. I know that with Melissa's team and supporting the game nights, that was something that was fun that we did this year, especially when we were looking for opportunities to do that remotely. Currently, so that civic leadership program happens in the fall, and then in the spring we actually start our guest speaker series. So every month we invite local professionals in different areas to talk and speak about different things that are affecting the local community. So last month we had our guest speaker series that was focused on health equity, and this month it's going to be food justice. And this is not just for our members, this is open to the public. We actually broadcast these over Facebook Live, so go ahead and find Arizona Serve on our social media and like us, and you can find out more about those opportunities. So the next guest speaker series is the last Thursday of the month, and will be from 2 to 4 p.m. So we'll move to the next slide. So again, some people are wondering, that's great, I want to serve, but what happens after service? So people take a lot of different tracks after service. This is one of our alumni, Megan McNeilis, and she actually wanted to serve in the Peace Corps, and her term with AmeriCorps actually made that experience. She kind of got her feet wet, got her experience with service, and realized that she liked it. I myself actually found out about AmeriCorps when I was originally in the Peace Corps, or not in the Peace Corps, looking into the Peace Corps, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to make that full 2-year commitment. And so a 1-year commitment with AmeriCorps Vista, which I learned about later in the process, was something that I thought was interesting. But yeah, there's a lot of fun and unique things that you can leverage your AmeriCorps service into, and more service in the Peace Corps is one of them. If we want to move to our next slide. We also have another one of our Vista alums, Nick Danzer. So a lot of our members, especially for Vista, like to use their AmeriCorps service kind of as a gap year. So if they are interested in going into graduate school or getting applicable school, and even I know that in Australia, when I studied abroad, they actually encouraged many of their students to take a gap year in their undergrad. So, that is always an opportunity and something that I don't think is as common here in the United States, but, always something to think about. And if that's something that interests you, it can leverage you into different opportunities in the future. Awesome. So if you can go to the next slide. So here are the eligibility requirements. We kind of talked about this before, so I won't repeat too much of it again. But the most important process to get started is with filling out the application. If you're interested in AmeriCorps Vista, you can apply at MyAmericorps.gov. You have to go through that process specifically in order for us to receive your application. It's an interesting application, so if you have any trouble navigating, please just reach out and we can help you go through that application process. For AmeriCorps State, you can go through the MyAmericorps.gov process, or you can also go to our website, and we have an online state application that is just a fillable PDF on the website. It's a little bit easier to navigate. So if you are interested in our state positions, feel free to go onto the website and knock that out right there. We do a couple of interviews. Our first round interview is more just informational. And then if you move on to our second round interview, we do those directly with the service sites themselves. So you can learn about what the day-to-day of each position is. So that kind of concludes. I love this picture. These are 3 of our Vista leaders in the past. But yeah, there is our information there, arizonaserve.org. Please feel free to visit us on our social media, and we have our contact information there, which you can also find on the website. So yeah, thank you so much.
Andreas is on this.
And so thank you, all of our leaders. The Google form for my program just got in the chat. And so this is now Q&A time. So it is time to ask questions of any of us. You know, if you're curious about how this works, experience of it, next steps, positions open now versus open in September, just ask away. You have control over your mic, so you are welcome to just unmic and ask.
Melissa, I know from the morning session, one of the questions that came up was people were wondering how they would tell the difference between part-time and full-time and the different slot sizes and those kinds of things. And on the MyAmericorps website, when you look at it, it'll tell you whether the positions are full or part-time. Like for instance, all of my programs are part-time, but some programs have a mix. And then there are different slot sizes, but the program coordinators or site supervisors, whoever you're dealing with at those particular sites, will let you know, oh, we have these particular types of slots and terms of service available to different members. And so a chat question is, do you know when the Tucson Village Farm would be hiring after seasonal terms? And you absolutely can ask specific questions. This is good. Yeah, so they will begin recruiting in July for positions that they will be filling in September. That will be 900-hour slots, most likely. That's traditionally what they do. And those members serve from September through the end of July. And then they tend to have, again, seasonal positions in the spring. And they have quite a few positions available. And anyone who's interested in that particular program, if you are in the Tucson area, you can go visit the location. I encourage you to even volunteer for one of their volunteer days to see what it's really like out there. They have a really great and interesting program. I know there's generally a question about why are certain positions the same number of hours and different living stipends. And so that really is about each grant having different amounts of matching funds, different funding partners. So definitely, as you're trying to figure out who you want to serve with, ask. I mean, you know, showing an interest in a program doesn't lock you in. It tells us and you that there might be a potential match, and then we work together to see if our program is a good match for you. I am excited to share that my program is going to directly serve those students who have disengaged from school for a year around this pandemic. So we have partnered with schools
to directly serve those students who've been outside of school for just over a year, which is going to be really rewarding work, right? Because instead of having a child held back in a grade level, you'll actually allow them to move forward with their class and still learn the mathematics that they didn't have access to all year. So there are definitely exciting opportunities out there.
And that's a great point, Melissa. I think this morning, one of the discussions we had was really like, if you have a passion about something, this is really that opportunity to look into programs that might allow you to have a really great impact in the community. I mean, that's what's great about AmeriCorps and National Service is I love volunteers, but a lot of times volunteers, you know, maybe get put, you know, stuffing envelopes or something. But with these national service positions, they're professional. You're going to be able to really see the difference that you make in your community. So like many of us, we have multiple passions. So, you know, go explore those on the MyAmericorps website. And I think David mentioned this at the beginning. Don't worry about applying to more than one site. We don't look down upon that. We know that what that's showing is that you just really want to serve. And, you know, we all want to serve in maybe different ways. So, you know, you're passionate about the environment and education and, you know, healthcare. Well, that's okay. Apply to all of them. We'll make sure that we match you up to the right position.
David, if you can stay on at the very end, I would appreciate it.
You bet.
If you don't have any other questions for us, I want to give you permission to leave. You don't have to stay and listen to silence. If you have questions, I really want to encourage you to just open your mic, unmute, and ask.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Melissa, do you need anything from us before we as the presenters take off, or do we need to go back to the main room for any reason?
So we have one more program to share, and that is Advise AZ.
Yes, the Advise AZ program. And my name is David Rodriguez, and I'm the Director of Access and Recruitment at Earn to Learn. Earn to Learn is a scholarship, match saving scholarship program. With me, I have the wonderful and talented Ebony Robinson. Ebony, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I am Ebony Robinson, and I am the Program Support Specialist for Earn to Learn and Advise AZ.
Thank you. And you can see the other name up there is Roxanne Murphy, Dwyer Murphy, and she wasn't able to attend today, but she's also involved in our project. We are fortunate to have 2 partners on this project, and well, 3 if you count AmeriCorps, which is our big support project, but partner. But if you go to the next slide, I'll give you a little bit more information on both of us. So Earn to Learn is the revolutionary match savings program, which empowers low to moderate income students to successfully complete college. And this is a really unique scholarship program because students create a financial literacy, and they create a savings account with the Earn to Learn program, and they save $500 within a year, and they get a $4,000 match from the institution they're attending. So if they say $500, the institution, whether it be the University of Arizona, Arizona State University, or Northern Arizona University, they all match that with $4,000. And we've also introduced this project, this scholarship at Pima Community College in Tucson, and it's been very successful too. Same dollar match for Pima College students. The other big partner in this is the Arizona College Access Network, and what they do is they have this vast network of professionals across the state who provide a lot of really wonderful college access services throughout the state. And so ASCAN is like the big umbrella. We're the ones that we discuss issues and we present opportunities, and ASCAN is so important in our communities. And also they're part of College Success Arizona, which is their umbrella program. So next. So an overview of Advise AZ. It's essentially 85. This year we were allowed to get up to 85 part-time college advisors, and we're serving all across the state. Southern Arizona, Central Arizona, Northern Arizona, Western, Eastern Arizona. There's a possibility you'll find an Advise AZ member in service, and their goal is to provide college access assistance, college attainment. I'm sorry, I have my dogs running around in the back here right now. It's not good. Get over here. Sorry. This is the world of COVID now, these meetings at home. But anyway, so 85 part-time college advisors, trained college access professionals focused on one thing, helping students enter and succeed in higher education. They provide, we work with schools and community-based organizations to provide this type of nurturing assistance, college access assistance across the state. And our advisors are placed in all sorts of different settings, but mainly high schools and community-based organizations that offer that sort of service where we're trying to build a college-going culture. So we can move on to the next slide. And I guess the big thing here is the relationships that we make and our partnership. The core of our partnership are the schools that we serve, those students that we serve, and specifically also the community-based organizations that we serve. Our goal is to enlighten and nurture and encourage students to be successful. And Ebony is going to tell you how we do that.
All right, so some of the things that our members do while they're on site, and I'm actually going to turn my video off so my connection is okay. But some of the things they will do is one-on-one student advising, workshops for students and families. This is one of my favorite things that our members do, things like FAFSA drive-thrus and FAFSA fiestas, and it's an opportunity for families and their students and the members to come together and get done this important thing of FAFSA. Other things they do is the Earn to Learn application, other college application campaigns. There's college fairs, ACT preparation, FAFSA verification assistance, and pretty much anything that you can think of that's going to assist students in reaching that next step to get to college is what we will help our students with. And we have multiple positions, but the two that we mostly have are the part-time 900-hour members that serve from September to August, and they receive a bi-weekly living stipend of $288, and upon successful completion, they're eligible to get $3,097.50 towards their education. And then we also have reduced part-time, which is 675 hours. These members serve from September to May, and their biweekly living stipend is $284.21, and their education award is $2,360. And if you would like to apply, you can scan this QR code to make it easy, or you can simply type in adviseaz.org to find out more information about our program and to also apply to be an Advise AZ AmeriCorps member.